Hey guys, so we're here with Tom and Derek to discuss some of the games we played at the E3 2013 show floor, and this time we're talking Super Mario 3D World, which we played a bunch of, or at least me and Tom did, Derek less so.
Gigaton.
Now let me just give you a quick rundown of my thoughts on this game. So when they showed it in the Nintendo Direct, instant disappointment! Instant complete disappointment for me. I saw the game, I liked Mario 3D Land, I didn't think it was amazing. And I was really hoping for something along the lines of Mario Galaxy, or something that would just really take advantage of the Wii U's, Wii U's capabilities, which this game does not. It looks like Super Mario 3D Land, which was, I thought, inferior to Mario Galaxy. It seemed to be a very safe entry in the series. And it barely takes advantage of the Wii U's gamepad too. After playing it, I really, really like this game. It's a ton of fun, I thought, and I just had a blast with it. So, did you guys feel all similar to how I felt at all, or?
Yeah, when I first saw it in the Nintendo Direct, I was definitely like underwhelmed, to say the least. I mean, it looked fine, and I had no problem with it, but it was like it didn't have that impact when you first saw Super Mario Galaxy, seeing such a brand new thing happening and be like, wow.
Right.
And
yeah, because I mean, even visually and gameplay-wise, it looks very, very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, I felt similar to learning that Retro is making Donkey Kong Country again. It's basically what a waste of talent of Nintendo Tokyo.
Right.
It looks like it could be good, but it's not Super Mario Galaxy 3, which I would be super excited for, or some new revolutionary Mario. It's Mario 3D Land, which was simple already on 3DS. Mm-hmm. The only saving grace was that they sort of confirmed right off the bat that there'd be Princess Peach in it, and they'd all sort of behave like they did from Super Mario 2, which is something I've wanted for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is, I mean, yeah, so I guess there are a couple key additions here. One being, the 4 playable characters, which is a really cool throwback, and something I wish we had reported earlier, because as Derek noticed, on our lanyards we picked up the day before E3, it had the 4 characters on them, and Derek thought maybe that's an indicator you'd be able to play as all 4 in the games. We should have run with that because it totally turned out to be
even
true.
on that software showcase invite.
Oh, really? Had all 4? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like there was this like sly little indicator, and the only thing that threw me off that it might not be was the fact that it was blue toad, a blue spotted toad, rather than the red spotted toad from the traditional one. So I'm like.
So you have the 4 playable characters. They all play differently. Peach can float just like a Mario 2. In fact, they all play just like a Mario 2, basically.
Now, I didn't get to play as much as you guys. The only time I played as Toad.
Okay.
He did not feel different at all to me. Did he feel different? Did you guys play as him at all and feel different?
Well, that's one character you played as. You're probably not going to notice the difference.
Oh, exactly. But I'm comparing him to my experience with Mario and Luigi. I know how they played in the past.
To be totally honest, I mean, I only played as Toad, I think, well, maybe twice. Mm-hmm. I thought, the difference between Toad and Mario, I thought were a little bit tricky to...
Very, very close.
Is he a bit speedier?
He's supposed to be faster.
Okay.
Especially when Little Toad
that was my guess. I was I was trying to notice
I think it really is just following the Mario 2 paradigm.
Yeah.
The main differences are Peach, who can float, and Luigi, who can jump a little bit higher and kick, by kicking his legs.
His looser controls.
I believe the problem there is that Toad and Mario 2 can dig the fastest.
And there's no indicator that there's anything like that in this game.
There's no digging in this game. I highly doubt that.
Right. Not even digging, just picking things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is in Donkey Kong Country Returns, or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So there's 4 characters, and they kind of did that because it's 4 players. So the game looks like Mario 3D Land, in that it's kind of like a 3/4 view, basically, an overhead 3/4 view of the environment. But now you got 4 players that run around. So it's kind of like New Super Mario Brothers combined with, Super Mario 3D Land.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of that? This is something we haven't really seen, and we definitely haven't seen it in a 3D Mario platformer before.
No, never. I mean, that will be the big hook is the 4-player co-op. When I played it, it was fun. Yeah. I had fun with it. I don't think I'm as blown away as you are, but you've played it more than me.
Well, I wouldn't use blown away, but I had a lot of fun.
Okay, it wasn't as enjoyable to me as it was for you. I'll put it that way. But once again, I only played once, played as Toad, and that was it. While you guys were handling all Nintendo stuff, I was trying to get pretty much everything else. Right. So I didn't get to spend the time that you guys did, which is unfortunate because I did want to play more of the game. But when I did play, it controls well, had no problems with it, even though I was using the D-pad with the Wii Remote.
Wii Remote, you're right.
3D space, it didn't bother me too much. It was a little weird, but for the most part, controlled well, played well, had fun with the people I was playing with. I have no problems with it. It's just not as exciting as something like Galaxy.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think this one, it felt a lot more forgiving in multiplayer with your friends, so maybe it won't be as frustrating if you have friends over who don't play Mario a lot.
You're right. I didn't know it's definitely not as competitive.
It's not as tough. Basically.
Right. I think it still like ranks you, in terms of coins at the end. But yeah, it feels better because in the Super Mario Brothers Wii, you were in Wii U, and you were getting in each other's ways constantly because it was in a 2D plane, and you're constantly just bopping each other all around. Yeah. By being in 3D, it actually gives you a lot more room to move around it.
Yeah. Didn't really get in each other's way. We were able to work together and position ourselves, and it worked a lot better than it does in New U.
And and
I was just gonna say, at first it looks super plain like Mario 3D Land, but there is some of that Nintendo Tokyo magic in there, particularly in the Sea Serpent level. I felt riding it like much different experience than I've ever had in any Mario game.
And that totally is, and that's a good point because speaking of teamwork, the game kind of forces you to work together more so than the previous ones, because in a Sea Serpent level, for instance, it's kind of like, okay, if you guys have played, or I'm talking to everyone listening to this right now, if you played the canoe game in Wii Sports Resort, you all had to work together to, you had to all move in the, row in the same direction. You had to work together to get to your destination, to get through the course. It's kind of the same thing here, where if let's say two people are holding left, everyone's running the Sea Serpent, and he goes in the direction the majority of the players are pressing. So if two people are pressing left, two people are pressing right, you're gonna go straight. So you have to work together to get the Sea Serpent going where you want. I thought it was pretty cool. Like you had to kind of communicate.
And he looked really well animated and stuff. And
yeah,
I don't know, we had a lot of fun playing that level.
Yeah, and we actually saw a pretty big variety in the levels. We had the Sea Serpent.
I only got the level that was. It played like a typical level and had like that little boss at the end with the worm coming out, and you had to jump on the little plates in order to get up to its head.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only level I actually got to play.
Okay. So that was the only boss level they had there.
Yeah. Which was still fun. I mean, it played well. Trying to it was unique trying to get on those platforms and trying to time it. A lot easier with the cat suit.
Yeah, so then there's a cat suit in the game, which were in 3 levels in the demo, and those were the levels I was probably most compelled to play again and again. When I first saw the cat suit, I'm like, that's dumb. That looks dumb. Then I played it. It very well might be one of my favorite power-ups in the Mario game, at least in the last few years.
Yeah.
I had a ton of fun with that. It's so fun, scampering up those walls and
running out of steam and having your claws just sort of the claw bars coming down.
Yeah, that was awesome. What do you guys...
Climbing up the pole, I'd never seen that before.
Even the characters, again, I thought they looked dumb, but they're also kind of endearing in the cat suit.
Just to point out what Derek meant by climbing up the pole is at the end of the flagpole. If you don't reach it all the way as a cat Mario or whatever, you'll climb up a bit to go a bit higher.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. No, didn't you notice that?
No, I didn't catch that.
I was in my cat suit and I went to jump for it, and he just kept climbing up.
That's awesome.
I got my one up at the end. It's like, well, that works.
Yeah, then the cat suit has a few other abilities, you can kind of pounce on your enemies, but rolling toward them and with your claws out.
You can jump in the air, then you go on a diagonal line straight down, attacking.
Yeah, that's right. You kind of almost not home in on them, but yeah, you've got
dive.
Exactly. Yeah, what did you guys think of the cat suit?
The little bit I played with it, I really enjoyed it. I was like you. I wasn't exactly impressed with it. I was like, okay, I can sort of see how this would work, but the climbing mechanic is actually the big draw here.
Right.
Seeing what you can climb on, and that's where a lot of your exploration is going to come from. I think.
Because it gets a major height out of that thing, and not just height. You can move sideways a little bit too. And you guys may have seen in one of my videos. I went back to the first level of the demo, and I was scampering up every wall, trying to find every secret. And there is a ton of stuff hidden in there, and I found some things. Even the rep was like, no one found that before. I've been showing the game. Like, that's GameXplain for you. Visit it. No. How about you, Tom? What did you think of the Katsu?
I just think it's another example of Nintendo showing off something that looks stupid, but then it's like, oh, what the hell are you doing, Nintendo? You play it? It's like, yeah, okay, it's fun. But maybe a good example of why Nintendo chose only to have a small presentation this year and focus on making it playable for all the press there.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best examples, because most people, you see the Katsu, you're like, roll your eyes, and then, but
once you
they
play
got,
it.
yeah, they got, your opinion changed on it from the time you saw the Nintendo Direct at around 7 Pacific until 3 hours later when you actually played it. So
that's true, and yeah, that's something we should definitely discuss more in depth later on. But I think that's an interesting topic. Now, another new mechanic they showed off in New Super Mario 3D World, which is a stupid name, or not Super Mario 3D World, which is a stupid name, by the way.
Hey man, it's got a cat paw for the O. What
it has a tail in the end.
That's a good point. God, I hate that name. But they showed off translucent pipes. Like, pipes you can actually see through.
How did they not think of that before?
I wondered the same thing. Like, I mean, the closest thing they've gotten is in Super Mario, Mario Sunshine, when you could drop into the sewer system and you kind of like crawl around
see
under
your silhouette.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't quite the same.
No,
this is such a great idea, and it makes me wonder, like, why haven't I thought of this before? Like, they're actually turning the pipes into a gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool idea. It's like something that's been underplayed. Like, they've never really. It's always been like a form of transportation. You hop into a pipe, you pop out somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now they turned it into a gameplay mechanic, which is awesome, I think. Because there's different like switch, like it goes in alternate paths. You have to avoid enemies going through them.
Yeah, different routes, and having some routes with spikes, while there's also a star on the other side.
Right.
So make it a do or die situations. It's really fun.
And then you have to pop out at the top, and you like kind of shoot out, and you get hits, like a questionable block above.
Popping out to get an item, then having to go back down and avoid everything coming along again. It's really good.
So now, did you play single player or multiplayer, Derek?
I only played multiplayer.
Okay, and did you play both, Tom?
Yeah, I played both.
Did you have a preference playing it either way?
For me, the multiplayer is more fun, although in single player I can see myself taking more time to explore all the secrets.
That's kind of how I felt. Multiplayer felt more rushed, and part of that is being at a demo event. You can't tell the guys you're playing with, hey guys, stop moving. I'm gonna explore something.
What are you talking about? I did that at Donkey Kong.
But I felt so that brings up one potential problem with the game. I felt it was a little bit too aggressive with forcing, like, when you get pushed off screen, you're forced into a bubble, like New Super Mario Brothers, and you're forced to catch up. I felt like it was maybe a little bit too aggressive with that, like it almost didn't zoom out far enough.
Yeah.
So, especially with the Katsu, because you can scurry away from everyone else so fast. Did you experience that at all, Tom?
Yeah, I found myself sometimes trying to jump up and catch up. It's like, nope, bubble.
Right.
It might be better if it kind of locked the screen in place and forced the first person to wait a bit.
Right. But with that said, I had a lot of fun with it. I think when you're playing with people it'll be a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Now, since I only played Toad, I'm assuming you guys played all 4 characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was your favorite to play as?
I always, in the original games, it was either always Toad for me because of how fast it was, or Princess Peach, because you could float.
Peach was always my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Peach.
Peach, yeah. There's something just nice about it, that floating ability that just gives her such an advantage.
I love how she runs, too, with her arms, like, to her side, and it looks so inefficient, like she's burning so many calories by her... It's like how Phoebe ran in Friends. I don't know why I just referenced that.
I don't know. I haven't watched Friends in years.
But it's like a really goofy run. It's just really endearing. Yeah, so I guess final impressions, guys, of Super Mario. Any final thoughts or impressions of the game?
Better than I thought. I want to see more. Wish I had seen more.
Right.
Just the craziness of E3 prevented me, but I do have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, don't discount it based on its looks. Wait until it actually comes out to see how good the gameplay is. Yep,
I'm stoked to play more. Loved what I played. I'm still disappointed. It's not a full. Something that really shows that we use capabilities, but maybe they'll come down the line. For what it is, though, it looks fantastic. It plays fantastic. So, well, guys, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out on GameXplain.com and our Facebook and Twitter pages at GameXplain. Far more coming up about the E3 2013 show floor, as well as all the stuff we already posted, and we'll have lots more discussions on other games we saw and played. So, thanks for watching, and bye.